Did you run into any issues when you were trying to bring in anti-bias
Oh
training as a
God.
parent? I'm expecting that's a yes. Uh,
Yeah.
but then, do you have any suggestions for someone who, really wants that, but they're really just not sure of the route of doing that?
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult because I don't think that there's one specific best course of action. I mean, I think that one of the most important things that you have to consider when you're organizing is where are you starting?
Hmm.
So, what are the local conditions? What's the folks who want to do it, whether it be the entire administration or a couple of rogue teachers within the school? What's their true intention for doing this work? And who's in place and able to carry the burden, and what privilege are they willing to give up or use in order to support the folks within their system who don't have it. As you said, I have worked with educators, and what I have encountered in some places is that they say that they want to make their schools welcoming, and I'm doing air quotes, y'all, for folks of color, which doesn't really mean anything. But they thought that the one thing that they had to do was do like an anti-bias training, and then that would be enough to move the needle. But they didn't really give any thought to the values that they wanted to establish and then live into. They didn't create any guidelines for policy or for implementing that policy. They didn't do any evaluation of how they're recruiting and also treating their employees of color. There was no real willingness to do any work beyond saying, "Hey, y'all are welcome." And so they weren't doing anything that really created an environment where children of color weren't forced to give up little pieces of themselves every day just to keep the peace. And, you know, that in my case resulted in me moving my child to another school because it was ultimately harmful for her. But that said, I think that, many places and folks who want to do this kind of work within their schools, a good way to start is by investing resources and bringing in a third party organization to connect within the environment where you work, and thinking that you can do a massive overhaul of an inherently racist institution, which in a lot of ways we know that education is an institution that is steeped in white supremacy and anti-blackness in the same way that politics are and entertainment is and all of these things. I think it's folly often to think that we can do it from inside, but bringing in a third party, which involves investing actual resources. But oftentimes when we have to put our money into something, that's when we begin to take it seriously. It's not just a couple of folks having a meeting one day and saying, okay, we want to make everyone feel welcomed here.